Hey guys, Barrett here today with another lesson. And last lesson we learned about what the diddle was. Now we're going to learn some exercises on how we can actually use the diddle in our practice. So the best way to practice the diddle is to think about it in 16th notes. So that 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a thing. And you want to kind of be having your strokes back and forth like this in a 16th note pulse. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just practice doing some of that first and getting the hands a little bit used to doing that. Because what we're going to do is we're going to add some diddles to those strokes. Like we said in that video before, a diddle is just one stroke and you get 2 notes. So what that means is we're going to have this hand motion going, but sometimes instead of 1 note, even though the wrist is only going down once, we're going to get 2 notes out of it, hence the diddle. So the first exercise is to go 1E and a. And always think about this in 16th notes. So always have a beat of 16th notes in between these different exercises, okay? So a beat of 16th notes would be like 1E and a, and then the second beat would be the diddle exercise per se. So the second beat could be like diddle dot diddle dot. So that means you're gonna diddle with just the right hand. What that sounds like together is this: 1E and a, digga dot digga dot. So the second beat, I just diddled on the right hand. And notice how I'm using kind of free strokes. I'm not really worrying about resting the stick lower. Anytime you're practicing anything on drumming, you don't have to necessarily have your stick heights lower. You can practice with your stick heights really high. Is that the best performance technique? Not really. It's better to have your sticks lower. It just looks better, it's more controlled. But when you're first starting an exercise, it's okay. It's okay to do that. The second one would be right, left, and then right, diddle, right, diddle. So now we're diddling with the left hand. So those are the 2 essential exercises that I would practice first for your diddles, is the right hand, right, and then the left hand, left, left. Now when you're doing this, you want to think about the rhythm, because you don't want it to sound like this. So of course that was still diddling with the right hand, right? But what was wrong with it is that the rhythm was too closed, right? We always want to think about what is the music that we're making with these different techniques. Because in reality, we could be doing flams and all this fancy stuff as drummers and be looking at each other like, wow, that's really cool. But to another person, they're not going to care. They're going to listen to the music that you're creating. So in this regard, the music that we're looking for is da 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 digga da digga da 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 digga da digga da. Not da 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 digga da 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 digga da da da. Okay? In other words, this has to be as even as the rest of the thing that you're playing. But you have to remember when you're playing these exercises is that a diddle takes 1 note and it doubles it. So since a diddle is 1 note doubled, you want to make sure that that rhythm is true. 1, digga dot, digga dot, digga dot, digga dot. Not. So that would be too close. Okay? Too open would be like. The problem there was my hand motion didn't stay the same. When you're practicing a diddle exercise, your hand motion has to stay the same even when you diddle. And what students will run into is this. When they get to the diddle, they kind of get scared because they're not comfortable with it yet, and they want to speed up their hand motion. Well, one of the biggest tricks to practicing diddle exercises is keeping that hand motion very consistent. And even when you diddle, you got to keep this left hand going at whatever pace it's going. So in the end, the last exercise that you get out of this is 16th notes followed by a diddle right, 16th notes followed by a diddle left, 16th notes, and then all 4 notes are diddled. Right, left, right, left. So the trick here is to keep the hand motion the same. Dot, 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 dot. Dot, 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 dot. So put all that together and you get this. Right, left, together. Thanks for watching, guys, and if you're interested and you want more lessons, either Skype or in my studio, link is in the description, and I'll catch you on the next one.